All right. There we're live. Woo! Hi, everyone. Look who I got. You know who I got. You've been waiting for as much as I have.
How
Welcome,
are
Susan.
you?
Welcome,
Thank
Susan.
you.
Just fine. I love that shirt on you, by the way. Is that
Thank
little
you.
flowers? Is it
Yes,
purple?
they're flowers.
Yeah,
Yeah, uh-huh.
they look
Yeah.
really nice on you. That's
Thank you so
awesome.
much.
Sure.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
So
Thanks for
I
inviting me
know.
on.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to have you. There's a lot of people that have been here that are here today. They used to come on our Sunday shows, and my Sunday shows are still going on with Jean and with Terry and with some other folks. And we're just getting all kinds of people that are joining in and starting their own shows. And so it was like the best thing we could have done for that time period, I think, Susan.
Oh, I
So,
love it. And I
yeah.
send people to you all the time. I send
Oh,
people to
you're a
you
sweetheart.
all the time. I'm like, you've got to check out this channel.
That's fabulous. I appreciate it so much. And if anybody, which I doubt there is anybody on here that doesn't know about Susan Lynn, then please go over and check out her channel because she does some beautiful taped work, and she also does lives with other people. And I adore her. So there you go.
Thank you
There
so
you go.
much,
Oh, thank
Allie.
you so much. Thank you. It's wonderful to be with you. I think we were last together in at Christmas time. No, it was
I
like
know
the beginning of December. Yeah, something
it's
like
been
that.
a minute. It's probably been longer than we want it to be. So maybe
That's
well,
very true. It is, but it's okay. It's all good. We've been both of us have been very busy. So
yeah.
I'm really excited to have you back. So hello, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much for coming over from Susan's channel, Trey Cameron, and anybody else that came over. And Secondhand News with Jill, that's somebody I was not aware of. Hi, Mary, Camera Girl, Wildflower, Nancy. Oh my goodness, Mary Thornberry. Larica is here. Marcia, Peaceful Easy Feeling, Craig, Dusty Rose. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I know you all know Susan and you follow her, most of you at least, and if you don't, you need to. Um, my husband is a Susan Lynn aficionado. He absolutely goes. And you know what's really great? You were talking, I guess, about Pluto or something recently on your channel, and now he's all trying to figure everything out, and actually gave him a big aha
Oh,
about a couple of
good,
things. So
good, good,
yeah, it is.
good.
It's awesome. It's just awesome. So yes, I will try to see if we can answer some of your questions while we're here, but I do have some questions from my community board, and so I'm going to bring those up first. Um, and so this one, let's see. This one actually, Wiki asked, and it was from. She wanted to ask this question last week when I had Mel Dore on, but we were only doing political stuff. So I said I'll save it for Susan. So here we go. And
You're
Wiki, I
always
know
so thoughtful.
Wiki's excited that you're going to do it. So let me get this. Let me get this down here. There it is. All
All
right.
right.
All right. So people always say meditating is a good way to get in touch with your guides. Is that because of the quieting of the mind and the relaxation of the body, or is it the ritual? I'm asking as someone, and the next is it has difficulty with meditation. So she
Okay.
has a lot of hard time with it. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And I do too, right? Like I'm not a natural person that can just sit and meditate by my breathing like some people. And fantastic if you can just focus on your breathing and even the breath coming in and out of your nose. Like sometimes just doing that. I'm going to give you guys some really quick tips. If you're a thinker, if you're an analytical person who, problem solver, a person that thinks a lot, you're really going to do better with a guided meditation because your brain is going to go on the guided meditation. Your brain is going to take a little trip, and then they're going to take your little conscious thinking brain and park it on the side. And then,
Absolutely.
and then your subconscious can kind of come out and play. So the reason this works to help you connect with your guides is I think their best metaphor they've ever given me is because we've all been in traffic jams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you're in a
Mm-hmm.
traffic jam on the freeway and it's bumper to bumper and then you're crawling along. Nobody's going anywhere quick. And yet your guides are on that on ramp and they're trying
Mm-hmm.
to enter that queue of cars. In this situation, those cars are your thoughts. Your thoughts
Mm-hmm.
are bumper to bumper. can't get in. Your spirit guides are trying to get in, but they can't. They cannot get a word in edgewise. So we want to create space for them to come through. Now you can do that meditating, but you can also do that. And how I did it, I mean, I was meditating, but how really they started coming through to me was just doing something very rote, like painting my entire living room. So if you're doing something boring, let's say you're washing your vehicle, mowing your lawn, even doing a hobby where your mind can kind of just daydream and wander, that opens up space for the spirit guides to get an aha moment in there. So that's why they suggest meditating, but there's lots of ways you can meditate. You can walk. You can also pull up a candle flame on your computer and just sit in your chair and stare at it. If you're clairvoyant, if you're very visual, meaning if you think in visual ideas, if you can see how the room would look if it was meditated, if it was decorated in a different way. Yes, exactly, Trey. Me too, right? Me too. As a matter of fact, they were telling me last night, so another thing that happens, you guys, is you wake up at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, you do.
Because they can't speak to you. So they're really trying to speak to you when you're sleeping. And what happens is about 3:00 in the morning is when you wake up because they're bugging you. And you're like, and you wake up for some reason that you don't know. Meditating or creating some space for them to come through can help you sleep. And also people have ringing in their ears when the guides are trying to communicate, and meditating can help reduce that ringing in the ears.
Yep. And the binaural beats, some people can do well with binaural beats. And peaceful, easy feeling. Yes, I can do it on a walk. I can do it on a walk. I get a lot. Or, in the shower. I know you don't want to take a shower for 5 minutes or whatever if you're saving water, but you get a lot in there. Yeah. You get a lot in there. Yeah.
Swimming, that's a very rhythmic thing if you're a lap swimmer, or if you're on the treadmill, or you're biking. There's any kind of thing where you're just this rote.
Thank you. Yes.
Doing a hobby.
Yep. And Richie, I agree. It is nice to know you don't have to do it the traditional way. Absolutely not. Terry Suzuki, who has Kiguru Spiritual Journeys, she and I are going to go to the Seattle MiWi Festival on the 18th, and we're going to do some readings and things like that there.
Oh my God,
but she does. Cool. Yeah, I know. I'm so excited because I've never done that before. But she does really well spiritual. I just did a guided meditation with her, and I was able to see all the ascended masters, and behind him I saw my dad, sort of like saying, anybody can do this.
Nice. That is so awesome.
I know. And it's just opening yourself up to knowing that whatever it is that's out there is trying to reach you. That which you are seeking is also seeking you. Absolutely. So thank you for the.
You guys know, some people see, like Allie just mentioned that she could see. I just want to tell you guys, some people don't see. Okay. Right. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you're not going to get messages. You can have a knowing. She could have said, I knew that my spirit guides were there. She could say, I felt that my spirit guides were there. So there's other ways to also get that information.
It is. And most of the time I only feel. But when I went through the guided meditation, I was able to see. Because it's like a dream. So there you go. There you go. All right. So Akila B24 wanted to say she loves the community. It's brought so much understanding. She has a question. 2 weeks ago, she says, let's see. Sorry, you know how this jumps.
That's all right.
I have astral traveled. She wonders if the guides can confirm that. In other words, she feels like she has, but she's not sure for sure.
Yes, that's interesting because that's the second time this question has come up in 24 hours. So there must be some energy around that. But yes, I'm going to say that I get the impression that you did astral travel. And I will say that it's interesting how this came up yesterday in a class was that because I I want to help you understand really quickly the difference. So in this situation, this woman's daughter saw her deceased father. Okay, so she saw her deceased father. Now, if the deceased father came to her bed or to her physical proximity in her mind, or however that worked, then that energy crossed the veil and came to her. Okay, but the difference in astral traveling is that the daughter crossed the veil and went to the dad, and she knew that because she went through a door.
Oh.
And the dad said, "You're not supposed to be here." So that's the indication, right? So if you feel like you went through a window or through a door, or you're in some place that doesn't look familiar, maybe it's another planet or wherever, whatever it is, that's astral traveling. If you're in your room and something is coming to visit you, then that's not astral traveling. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. It explains it. But both experiences can be, or you can be open to those spirits, Yeah. Richie, if you don't see spirits, can you learn to see? You can, I think, but everybody has a more active clair than another, right, Susan? Would you say?
So your clairs, your psychic clairs, your intuitive clairs are like clairvoyance is seeing, clairsentience is feeling, claircognizance is knowing, clairaudience is hearing. So if you don't typically see things, it's likely that that's not your strongest, just like Ali said. Now, some people just don't. They just don't see things. Other people, it's not their most common ability. So you may be a thinker. You may have a knowing, and that would be like, I just know this person is going to get the job. And somebody says, "Well, how do you know?" And you say, "I don't know. I just know they are." That's a sign of claircognizance. So when you talk and you say, "I see this person getting the job," that's an indication that you're clairvoyant. If you say, "I just feel this person is going to get the job," clairsentient. If you say, "I know," claircognizant. If you say, I'm hearing they're going to get the job, that's a little tip off to what you're using without you knowing that you're using it.
And everybody, I think I mentioned on a show of mine that my friend and I were in the car and we were smelling things that reminded us of an old boss, what he used to drink and eat. And I don't get that all the time, but you can get that too, smelling and even tasting something, right?
Yes, she's right. And they're not that common, but they do happen. Like people often smell cigarette smoke, right? Because a lot of our relatives are older from that generation, and that's clairalience. And then tasting something, you may be tasting cinnamon, and you think, "Oh, my grandmother always made these cinnamon cookies that I love." That's clairgustance. Those two things are not very common, but they do happen. Absolutely,
they do happen.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so this one's a long one. Let's see, Auntie D. I'm happy the two of you together. You have a good rapport. Thank you, Auntie D. We love working together when we can, both of us being so busy, but we appreciate that. Your question concerns the earth waters. There are reports, there are reports of rivers drying up around the world and unique symbols being found. What are these messages for? Is it a connection to the ascension energies?
What do you think, Ali?
Well, I think that this is the year for everything to be revealed. And it's just not in politics. It's for lots and lots of things. And the other day, they just found a restaurant underground in Iran that had these tables and fish bones in bowls and like an oven there. And that was 5,000 years old. But it was under the ground and they hadn't realized that. So my feeling is that, yes, we are being called to find these things because of the way that the land and the sea is working. And they do have messages for us. And maybe we'll even connect to show that we have stuff back even further than we've ever known before.
Yes.
So that's kind of what I think.
Do you think it's it's because to me, I feel like there's energy around the fact that it's being disclosed when the water lowers so much that it's almost like if the water gets under this place and you can see this symbol or this message or whatever that is, that's kind of, should be an indication.
It should be.
I mean, it's almost like a communication to me, it feels like.
It's a communication, and it also tells us just how vital it is to get our Earth in order.
Our act together.
Right, because look what happened down in Antarctica. There was a 600 mile break off of the ice shelf down there, the size of Delaware. And so all of these things are coming about. And yes, I think they're, certainly global warming has something to do with it, but it's like, all right, you get down this far, we're going to give you lots of warnings. It's almost like a pre-set up for that. I agree with you, Susan. Yeah. Unbelievable. All right. Okay. Yes, Annie says we got to remember extra dimensions, right? That too. Yeah, that too. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Thank you for the question, Auntie D. That's a great question.
Very fascinating.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. And this is Loretta from Mother's Tarot. And I had the nice possibility of interviewing her the other day. She just loves you. So she loves your programs and thanks you for all of it. She wonders if you know if her sister Dolores has a message who crossed in 2016.
Dolores, I'm sorry for your loss. I mean, I know it's been a few years, but it's tough. It's hard to lose your sister. Yes. Speaking of smelling something, I feel like you smell something. I feel like you smell something, and it's your sister is saying it's not from her, it's from your father. Isn't your father in spirit as well? But anyway, Dolores, I'm getting a sense of creativity. She's showing me a sense of some sort of creativity that could be either on your behalf or her behalf. I can't tell if she's talking about this as something you're doing or something that she did. She loves you. She says, keep doing what you're doing. She says you're doing something new and exciting, something that makes you feel kind of, happy and like exciting, And she said that makes her excited. She's really happy for you. She feels like since she's been gone, you've changed. You've opened yourself up to new things, and you're daring. She's just using the word daring. You're being more daring, I guess. So hopefully that makes sense. But she sends her love, and she says, "Go for it. Keep doing it."
I love that. Whenever we're doing readings like that, I love it when people get so excited on the other side. Oh, you're calling me on, thank you, and they seem to really understand, even if they wouldn't have understood before on the earth plane, they understand what you're doing is so important, even if it's something they might not have agreed with before, because they're seeing it from a new perspective. So that's beautiful. Hopefully that will help you out, my dear. We were trying not to take those questions, but Susan said, whatever comes is fine. So here we go. All right, let me see. Thank you, Kathy Ann.
Thank you, Kathy. Oh, she has a question about her 6-year-old grandson.
Okay. I will take it after I do Camera Girl.
Okay.
6 days. She sees orbs when she hears or sees something spiritual that she resonates with. Something is a video and I'm watching, and sometimes it's just a conversation that I'm having with a friend. I'm wondering if the orbs are my guides, or are they angels, or possibly loved ones?
All of the above. Your loved ones can be an orb. Your guides can be an orb. Angels can be an orb, although I don't think that I see them that way so much. But definitely your loved ones and your guides. And if you're seeing them around something that's spiritual or something that you're feeling engaged with, then that's sort of like when you would see repeating numbers. That's like, hey, go for it. We're with you. We're telling you that we're watching you do this, and we're happy you're doing it.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much, Camera Girl. I agree with Susan. What I found one time was an orb that was in a house. It was in a picture of a house that was for sale. And it looked like a person kneeling down on the floor, but it was all like illuminated. And I thought to myself, that was the most beautiful picture. And the person put the picture in to sell the house. And I'm thinking, this person here, this orb is not going to leave. You get that with the house, you know?
Wow. That's
I know.
hilarious. Oh
It
my
is.
God.
It is. It's like you can buy this house, but you get me kneeling here on the floor, you know?
Get Fred. You get Fred comes with the house.
That's right. Fred comes with the house. That's awesome. Oh, wow. All right. So Kathy wants to know about her 6-year-old grandson. He's having anxiety attacks and he thinks he's bad. Oh, baby. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah.
He is going to work past it soon. I really feel like right around 8 years. Now this is, I mean, I wish I could tell you next week, right? But
right.
This is going to take some time. I feel like it's going to take kind of, the words they're giving me is behavior modification, right? Maybe even biofeedback or something. He might do well with some sort of pet. I don't know why. I swear to God, I'm seeing a pet rabbit. But he might do well with some sort of pet, which might make him feel calm. Also, so this behavior modification can take a place of in like a psychiatrist or a psychologist. But also, Kathy, you can talk to him and give him a grounding crystal, you know, and just tell him, because a lot of this is just suggestion, right? So you can tell him, you know, when you hold this grounding crystal, you're going to be safe. You know what I mean? You're going to be, if you hold this is going to help you calm down. So you give them the suggestion that this is going to be helpful to you. So I think there's a lot of different ways that you guys will go about helping him with this, but I do see him getting to the other side of it.
That's good. That's good. Yep. P-Barb says her grandson was going through this, and she says grounding is the key. Yeah, grounding is the key. I think it's at some age as well. I remember feeling guilty about everything, just feeling guilty. I had like a guilty conscience about silly things, and I finally outgrew it. It was just me feeling, you know, not sure about what life was bringing me at that time. So yeah, thanks to everybody for sending lots of love to her in the chat. That's awesome of you. We appreciate that. All right, so I got Dusty Rose coming up here, and I know she's here today because I saw her earlier. So Dusty, it's nice to see you. Dusty has some activity in her home. It looks like.
Dusty.
All right.
Let's see what's going on.
Friday night, 2 weeks ago, who pulled my slightly ajar bedroom door closed at the opposite end of the hall as I adjusted the heat temperature. I must have my ears on backwards. I must have my ear. I don't know what that meant. We'll see what we can do, Dusty.
What do you get, Allie? Do you get a male or a female?
Yeah, I get a kind of a miserly person. Like, you know, don't be spending, don't be jacking up the heat too much because you're wasting money, and you've got to learn how to deal with this. Yeah, that's I think it's an older man. That's what I got.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
I got an older man, and somebody who's also kind of private, not big, outgoing, somebody who's kind of miserly and also kind of just crotchety. I hope, I'm sorry if this is disrespectful, but this is kind of, and I don't know, it could be your father, or it could be a grandfather. Means I have listened and not hearing. Okay, got it. Very cool.
Thank you for that, Dusty. Oh my goodness. Willow, who is she's a fabulous lady. I don't know if you know who she is, but she is also a psychic here on the community. She does a lot of stuff in the chat, and she has her own channel, but she gets a tall brown-skinned man. So there you go. There you go.
I got tall. I did get tall and kind of thin, or kind of, lanky, tall. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't get the brown skin, but I could go with that. Yeah.
Yep. That's cool. Yeah. I just felt like this person was sort of scolding her, like, don't be turning up the heat that high. That's going to cost lots of money.
Yeah, that's going to cost you money, and then you're going to complain later.
Right. Yeah. And I have to listen to it. Because I'm here in this house, even though I can't do anything about it. All right. Sorry. Yeah. I just thought that was funny. All right. Lady Silver is next. Recently, there's been a lot of chatter about the balloon. Oh, that balloon thing is so ridiculous. But I want to say, she wants to know what kind of intel they were gathering, because the Chinese are saying that they're just gathering something, no big deal. But what do you think?
Well, to be honest with you, what they were doing and what the guides had said was, well, it's now been disclosed that there were 3 of those balloons during Trump's presidency. 3.
Uh-huh.
So,
right.
And we didn't see them. This balloon you could see. I mean, by the naked eye, you could see it, right?
Yeah.
So those other 3 balloons, we couldn't see it. So what I would tell you guys is this. All of this, the guides are calling what we're going through, they call it kabuki theater, right? They called it like Shakespeare stage. Why would China make it so that we could see it?
Right.
They wanted it to be seen. They wanted to send a message to Biden. Hey, we can make life hard for you. Biden is right now shopping with anybody he can shop with to move our trade out of China. That is, and also
That's
Biden
true.
has been very pro-Taiwan. So, I'd say things with China have been a little frosty. And so here comes this balloon right when Biden has some really good economic reports and his popularity's going up. They just wanted to cut him off at the knees, I do think that there are some that I did see, and I can't say exactly what it is because I can't remember, but I did see an article from like 2019 where there were some actual, with these low-flying balloons like this that are different than a satellite, that they can let some of these sensors go down. And this was sort of talked about years ago. So they're doing something. They're also in South America. This balloon is South America, which is who Biden just had that big summit with, trying to create new trade. So look, they're just trying to tell everybody, hey, we're still big. It's like saber. It's in a way, it's saber rattling.
And not only that, but of course, the Republicans were mad because we didn't shoot it down when it was across. How do we know what's in it? It could be they had nuclear waste in there. How would you know? Because it was as big as a school bus or 3 school buses. So why, the fact that he had to go over water was a much better idea than dumping it on top of.
It was, but I'll tell you, Leon Panetta, the old, what was he? The old CIA under Obama or something. He said, I would have shot it down over Montana, which is sparsely populated, because we allowed a foreign country to steal our, not whatever, but they stole our press. They created a press story that cast doubts on our president. And he said, I would have shot it down over Montana. I mean, the 7-mile debris field wouldn't be a big problem over parts of Montana. So it's pretty interesting. I don't know, but I would just say the guides would say, everything is a story. Everything is done for effect. So start thinking about it as that. What is the effect of this?
Right. And Willow does have this question with regard to the Chinese. Do you see him confiscating Chinese properties in the U.S.? No,
I don't. Okay. I don't see it. We are so embedded with each other, right?
That's true. That's true.
They own so much of us, and if we really made them mad, they could lash back out at us. I'm not worried about China for this one reason, to be honest. Otherwise, I would be. I actually really would be. I'm not worried because they, unfortunately, are going to be going through this pandemic that it's going to just lay them low. They're not going to be the superpower they think they are. They are basically going off a cliff right now, and they're not going to be in any place to be doing any saber rattling. You know what I mean? They're going to really be they're going to have their comeuppance.
I agree. They're going to lose a lot. They've already lost a lot of people, and
I
because it's
pray
almost
for
like
those people.
it's 2020 over there, really, for
It's
them.
2020
Because
over there,
yeah, it
and they
really
have a
is.
lot more people than we do,
They do.
and
They do.
much smaller,
Uh-huh.
concentrations of people.
Sure.
So we do need to pray for those people because those people didn't ask for this.
No, they didn't, and they have nothing to do with the government and how it works. And so, yeah, it's very, very sad. That's very true. Yeah. Barbara Odom, are any of my recent past lives connected to my ancestors? And she wonders if that's even common, that might be something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. So like I don't know, Barb Odom. I don't know if you're Irish, but they were talking about my Irish, so I have Irish Scottish heritage on one side of my family tree. And I'm attracted and I work with those types of Irish energies. I've
Uh-huh.
had past lives in that area, and I'm also drawn to say fae, fairies, those types of things, right? So that energy it's all intertwined with your past lives, with your current life, with your interest. All of that is together.
All of that is together. Wow. Makes sense because we come back and to what's most familiar for, if we can, certainly for our lessons, but we also, it's like even in this lifetime, unfortunately, people stay with somebody because it's most familiar to them. So, all right. All right. This is from Aries Checkmate. Wondering if you have any insights on the Idaho student murders. Will BK be convicted?
I hear yes. BK will be convicted. They have the goods on that guy. They've got DNA.
They really
They've
do.
got everything on him. There's no way he's not going to be convicted. And
Mhm.
you know what? This is new because I don't look at this stuff because I've got enough negativity to look at just with our freaking politics. But I think this man they're calling him a serial murderer. So they might find other people once they
Wow.
get into that database, they may find other people that he. I didn't know that. That just came to me, and it's given me the willies.
It is. It's giving me the willies as well. He's very creepy looking.
Yes.
And I will tell you, UW dumped him right away because there is really so much information that is proves that he is that person.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think he was also wasn't he going to represent himself, which is not so smart. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's a way for them to get leniency too. I just heard.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, because he
Okay.
can, they can have pity on him because he's too dumb to get an attorney or something like that. It's all a play as well. But
Yeah.
before we move on, I want to say hi to
Okay.
Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot. I
Yes,
heard
I
you were
Sharon.
doing well and you're here, and that's good. And I hope you're doing okay, dear.
Yes, I send you lots of love, Sharon. I'm glad you made it in and out of the hospital so that you're feeling better. I also want to say, Starfish Jenny, lost her husband within the last few days. I want to send her love, and it actually is Ron Unconditional Love's birthday today. So a
Oh
little
my
bit of
gosh.
good and a little bit of bad, but a lot of love to everybody. And if we missed anybody in that score, please know that we did not do so on purpose. So. Lots
Yeah.
of love. So this is Valerie. She's Illumination Portal. Are we being played by both parties? She says, I'm serious. The fact nothing has happened to Trump and the inmates are running the asylum is frustrating. And she says, but it's following the astrology and unfolding as it should. But I think she just wants your take on being played by both parties.
Yes and no. I mean, obviously, Adam Schiff. I mean, there's people that are, pro justice and they don't care
Mhm.
who goes down for entertainment purposes only. I love it that you got a coffee cup with that. I love that. Um, but what I would say to you is we are in the sense that, and I think forewarned is forearmed. The sense that the guide said in a video not too long ago that the cure shouldn't kill the patient, right? So the problem here is that the crimes spread out so far and wide that are connected to Trump that you could have a judge, you could have a SCOTUS, you could have a mayor, you could have a senator, you could have reps, of Congress all be implicated. And part of Garland's problem is he doesn't know how to cut the evidence chain off, right? How do you just stop here and not investigate or take out all these other people whom, if we did, may really destabilize our country, right? The cure shouldn't kill the patient. So Garland doesn't know where to stop. He literally doesn't. He's kind of, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you guys that Fani Willis is going to take this guy out, period, end of story. But before she does, I think Garland will step up, because she's going to force him to. And something is going to be done, because the bottom line is that when you look at everything, you guys, we're in dire straits. I mean, honestly, Florida is requiring female athletes to log their menstrual cycles. The book banning, the colleges, how they're telling colleges what you can teach and what you can't teach. It goes far and wide. I mean, I could go on for hours, right? All the things that are happening like right now. So the only thing that's going to stop it is arrest, period, end of story. We have the Intelligence Committee, and the Congress is full of people that are freaking traitors, right? So they are going to arrest these people, and it is going to stop this mayhem, this crazy mayhem we're in. But I will tell you guys, we're going to get to the cliff's edge. I talk to the guides about it every day. I don't want to go to the cliff's edge. I'm not a roller coaster person. I don't find that fun. I don't like that kind of excitement.
Yep. So you have your guides always said that it would be at the cliff's edge, or
they've been saying it for the past 3 months.
For a while. Okay. I'm trying to give Garland the benefit of the doubt, because he likes to have all his ducks in a row when he goes in, and I can't imagine all of the things that he's had to do and still has to do with regard to lots of different things. But I agree. It's just that we're so invested in, having things calm down, that it's hard to be patient.
When have we lived in these times, you guys? I mean,
you're right.
The civil rights movement was bad enough, right? But now it's like that. Everything is on fire. Every dumpster in every department of our government is on fire. So it's really difficult right now. Yeah, exactly, T-Barb. She disconnected her cable and she lets everybody else freak out. Because I'm going to tell you guys, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. We're going to be fine. If we weren't, I would literally be talking to you from another country right now. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you.
No, I agree.
The fact that I'm still here means that it's going to be fine. But you do just need to sort of disconnect for a while.
Yep. And Wildflower, you're right. World War II and what was going on with that. I watched the U.S. and the Holocaust. When I watched that on PBS, it was amazing to me how much like our world it is. Yep. I mean, we're seeing it with, in other areas, but we're still seeing that same type of world, that energy. And that's because of the astrological, things. Yeah. So yesterday I heard a MAGA family in Pennsylvania blew their heads off because Trump isn't president. And I just wondered if we see any more people making that crazy move.
Where we are now is where the guides say that it's time for compassion, right? If these people are so invested in this cult that they can't even see a way out, they really need, and the guide said this like 2 years ago, that we would have deprogramming centers, right? So we're not there yet, but this is where we're going, because when these people, I really feel like there's going to be multiple arrests or multiple charges, not arrests, but multiple, indictments or charges. Mm-hmm. And when that starts happening, that's when mixed with this Pluto illumination, that's when we're going to all wake up and see. And that's where we're at risk. It's like, it's just like what you said, Ali. So imagine the German citizens waking up, quote unquote, and saying, we didn't know, right? We didn't know that there was these crematoriums. Jewish people who actually escaped didn't know there were crematoriums, right? I mean, it was kind of kept on the down low a little bit, but on some level, they took their property. Didn't you think that was bad? Right? I mean,
right. Or they had to wear a star, or they had to be on a train or something.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, where did you think these people were going? And you thought it was okay to just move into their house or to take their clothes?
Right.
I mean, where was the disconnect? And that's what I feel like
that's what we're seeing
now.
Especially with a January 6th. Yeah.
Americans are in this place where we're going to wake up and go, oh my God, what was I doing? Even us.
Yep.
Even us. We're going to be like, oh my God, what was I doing? Why didn't I do more? So there's going to be this real, I think that's where we're going to have real potential for some issues when people start waking up to, oh my God, I've lost my respect. My community doesn't respect me. I lost my job over this guy. Maybe I'm in jail. Maybe my cousin's in jail. Right. So I think there's going to be a lot of that kind of illumination. And then we have to deal with it, and we have to be very compassionate with everyone.
We do. I agree with that. And that's going to be difficult for a lot of people, but it isn't. I remember my mom, who was born in 1920 and lived through Hitler and all that. I remember asking her, why didn't somebody do something? And she said, we didn't believe what we were being told. That's what
America right now.
Yeah. Right.
Why didn't you do something when they were banning books and they were telling you that you couldn't say this stuff that they're going after trans kids? And I also want to say,
I know.
This is really important too. That Chinese balloon is going to really ratchet up violence against Asian Americans. So you guys, if you have friends that are Chinese or Asian Americans, keep an eye on them, help them out. If you have people that you know that are trans or gay or black or Hispanic or whatever, keep your eye on them, help them out. We have to really help each other right now.
We do. We have to reach out and help in whatever way we can. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Randy, what happened to love and compassion? I mean, this is what I'm saying. This is why you have people shooting each other over cutting somebody off in a line of traffic, right? I mean, there's no grace. There's no grace. There's no love. There's no compassion. So they're asking us, we have to be the ones to start.
Hannah, you say it can happen in this country. A neo-Nazi boss from a past job told my coworker that people like me should be exterminated so we can't have inferior children. Hannah, that disturbs me so much, but that happened in Germany. Exactly. So
it's happening now.
And they're bringing it to us. Absolutely. Okay, so Trey, you were here first, so you get to have the question answered. Susan, you talked about soul contracts in your video. Could you maybe tell me mine or one of mine? And so I'll let her go with that.
Tell me if this doesn't make any sense, Trey. It's interesting. I never tried to read in reading, sometimes I do. But anyway, what I'm getting, Trey, is that they're telling me that you could stand in your power more. So perhaps you give away your power, and maybe you do it in a conciliatory way. Like, let's be team members. Like, I want to work with you on this, and it's conciliatory. I'm not saying that you're doing it in a codependent way. I'm saying that you're doing it in they just keep saying the word conciliatory. So you're a friendly person who wants to work with people, but you know what? In this lifetime, you're supposed to step straight into your power and, not wait for a team member to catch up to speed with you or to whatever. I mean, one of your lessons is, okay, so you give away your power too much. So that's one of your soul contracts. And guys, all of you, I don't have to tell you what they are. Just look at the patterns in your life. If you've got a pattern that's repeating in your life, that's a soul contract. So I hope that was
the other thing. Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah. The other thing you can do is you can get your astrology chart done. I have oil painter Diana Bowles working on my daughters, and she doesn't know my daughter from anything. And the two things she already said was, did she have a temper when she was a kid? She did. And the second thing was, is she a therapist? And she is. So, those things work in tandem with soul contract work and other work like that. So
and
thank you, Trey.
Akashic
Yes,
Records reading. You can go
absolutely.
to akashicattunement.com and get an Akashic Records reading.
That's true with Bob Brenges. Yep, absolutely. We have such a great community because we have so many people that can do all these different things for us here. You don't have to go anywhere. You can just ask, and we'll put you in that mode to find them.
Vetted.
Yes,
we've all
absolutely. We've all used them, and we trust them. Yeah, absolutely. So yes, Randy wants to about the green comet. It's a great question, Randy.
I don't know anything about the green comet. What do you want to know about it? Do you know about it?
A little bit. We have a green comet that's going to go by us. It hasn't been by us.
That's the one that's going to come kind of close to us, quote unquote.
I think so, but its color is more green than anything else. Yeah.
And you want to know about what is going on with that?
Yeah. Can you just talk about what, like maybe how far it's come or how close it will get? I don't know, but it's a different color. I think that's more what she may be wondering about. So
it's really going to, what the guides are saying is it's really going to be a boon to the scientists, to the they're saying astrophysicist. Oh. Allie, thank you for my cup.
You're welcome, honey. Yeah. Time to recharge.
Yep. It's going to be a boon to the astrophysicists. They're going to learn a lot. Somehow I feel like they're going to get a piece of this comet. I don't know if they can collect something, or I don't know, but I feel like, or maybe it's just that they're going to be able to focus on it, or whatever it is that they do, that they're able to learn so much about it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a message attached to the green comet? I just heard we are here.
There you go.
So I don't think the green comet is full of aliens per se, but I think that the green comet is going to somehow help us understand more about life on other existences, if that makes any sense.
Okay. Yeah, they have said that more people have seen UFOs in the last 2 years, I think it is, than they have their whole, the whole time we've been looking for them. So, these little other things that are coming from the stars, I feel, are just like trying to remind us to keep looking up. We can come in in different ways and in different colors. And maybe they did it also because it was something that no one has ever seen before. I don't know, but
right,
yeah.
With that green energy, right? It's something very topic worthy. It'll get people talking about it.
Warrior says there's a lot of energy, and she woke up at 2 in a very extra oomph, and then had a hard time going to sleep again. But remember, we just went through a full moon, and it was so. We can't just go through regular things anymore. Everything is accelerated. Everything is more. Yeah. All right. So I have Lisa Reynolds wondering if spirit is not always right. Is spirit not always right? Is I use a pendulum. I get contact with my husband by a pendulum. Is there anything he wants to tell me?
Well, spirit, I'm not going to say they're not always right. I'm already in enough trouble with my spirit guides. I'm not going there, y'all. But I stay in trouble. I'm trying to clean my act up over here. But I would say to you that pendulums are honestly very easily messed with by trickster energies. That's why if you're using a pendulum, you should ask questions like, "Is my name Susan? Are my toenails painted red? Did I have a banana for breakfast?" You need to test energy that you're working with, because it's very easy for them to move the pendulum. It's less easy for them to manipulate cards, and it's less easy for them to manipulate divining rods, but it's very easy for them to manipulate pendulums, in my opinion. And I think that I don't use them anymore. I don't use pendulums.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Wow.
You have to have an ironclad connection to your spirit guides. I mean, really and truly an ironclad connection. A lot of healers use pendulums, but in the healing arts, there is that ironclad protection because you're healing. You know what I mean? You're performing a divine healing, so it comes with protection. When you're just asking about, should I buy this car? That doesn't come with any extra, divine protection. That's all on you to make sure that you've got that good protection.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
Well, that's what I mean, Willow, is divining rods, dowsing rods can be affected, but in my opinion, they're less affected. And you say you get better results with them. That's what I'm saying is I think that they're just they're less able to mess with them.
Well, I like that because I'm going to let the other mediums know that too, that there is some messing around with it. So, okay. All right. That's awesome. Christine Bermel wonders if her guides have any specific messages for her.
Hope. They immediately told me, hope, have faith. Have faith that everything is going to be okay. I feel like you're feeling not settled, and I think you're the kind of person that really wants to be settled. Some people like change. Some people love to have that up and door. Yeah, see, you're not that person. You're like, no, I need everybody to calm down. So I just feel like water seeks its level. I think that things are going to settle down for you. Now, of course, when they settle down, that means some things will have changed. Okay. I think they're also telling you that something might be, you might have a change. Somebody may change how they interact with you. They may interact less with you. They may move away in some way. And they want to tell you can't control what other people do, right? I mean, you really can't. You can only just try to bring your own energy into centeredness. So they would say, work on making yourself your little energy less chaotic. And then if everybody else is chaotic, you have to understand that might be just their choice.
Wow. That's really cool.
Let me know if that makes any sense. Christine might be like, I don't know who you're talking to. Talking to me.
I pulled the fortune card. I think good fortune is on your way as well. But it says here to watch for the synchronicities. There you go. What had happened in Canada was a girl was talking to her dad, and he said, you need to buy a lottery ticket. She was 18. She never played the lottery before, and she won 35 billion or $1 million or whatever it was. Yeah. Wow. First time, 18 years old. So, the synchronicity there astounds me because she did it with no expectation, and she didn't really even ever try it before. So there you go, Chris. Yeah, I know. Wow. It's fabulous. Fabulous.
Your life can change on a dime.
It can change on a dime. So yes, Lorraine, there's a question from Lorraine. Do you have guides have messages for her?
So there's something about a relationship with a man. It could be a son, it could be a husband or a boyfriend, but there's some relationship with a man that's going to get better. That's going to be healed. If you're not with someone, then a new relationship could be coming in. But if you are with someone, there's a man somewhere that relationship is going to get better. It could be even a son-in-law or a nephew, but it's important. It's actually an important relationship in your life that you may not know yet that is really important. But there's some healing there that can happen.
Ooh. All right. Very good. Oh, I like that one, Lorraine. All right, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Teacher Barbara here. Her daughter will not talk to her. Her daughter is not, hanging up or refusing to answer her call. I pulled a reading for her last night, and I got a third party interference. And so I'm just going to leave it open for you, but I already talked to her about what I saw.
I get a third party interference, but her daughter has free will too. And if her daughter's going along with this interference, then it, I feel like your daughter sometimes wants she just likes to go along with whatever, right? Like if she just kind of goes with that person and she doesn't realize your daughter she doesn't talk about her emotions. She cannot talk about her emotions. She can't express herself with her emotions. And so when she has some emotional thing with somebody, sometimes she just walks away. She just gets the distance. I can't deal with this. And the only way I know how to deal with it is to get some distance. Therefore, if I've got this person who can help me get that distance, I can blame it on them, or I can use them as the tripod, the third person to mess it up, to change it. But really what's important is not your daughter. Once you forgive yourself, forgive her, whatever inner work that you need to do, and you start loving on yourself and realizing, okay, I did do something, I didn't do something, whatever it is, I'm going to forgive that situation. So it's like an argument. You know how somebody says you did, and then somebody says you did. Well, energy is the same way. So between you and your daughter, there's energy going back and forth without any words having been said. So when you pull your energy away and get centered and start just loving yourself and fixing this part of the equation, that energy can't go back and forth anymore. And then that kind of energy, that electric energy that's going back and forth between you two will just quietly subside. And then she can come back in to your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There you go. Teacher Barbara, I hope that helps you. Yeah, very good. Her daughter she sent me a picture. She looks very young, and she has recently married or within the last few years. And so part of that, I think, is learning how to grow up. Yeah, learning how to grow up.
Barb is right. Daughters always come back around because they need their mama.
They do, even more so than sons. That's absolutely true. All right, so Susa is here from Germany. Welcome, Susa. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Her dad, Christian, died 23 years ago. She feels like he's with her all the time and wonders if that's so. And I really do believe so, Susa, but I'm going to let Susan look at it too.
Yeah. Yes, of course he's with you.
Mm-hmm.
He's with you all the time. And did you say you feel? Yeah, I get that you feel him, like you feel this presence and you're not sure, but you feel like he's with you. Yes, you can trust that. That is him. Mm-hmm. He's with you. Do you like pasta? Did he like pasta? Do you like pasta? And this could be from when you were a child. I feel like you were eating pasta. There's something, a funny memory, a funny story, perhaps from when you were a child, about pasta, about eating some kind of noodles. Anyway, if it's from your childhood, you may not remember it, but yes, he is with you. He's talking about a vehicle. Did you just get a new car, or are you thinking about getting a new car? There's something about a vehicle that he's talking about. Maybe someone in your family got a vehicle that you were admiring. I feel like you were admiring the seats. I think the seats were leather, or something about the interior that you were admiring. But yes, he's with you. He's helped you. He's done things to kind of help you where he could. If he could kind of whisper in somebody's ear to get them to do the right thing by you, he would do that. He's very active in your you are thinking about a new car. Good.
Oh, wow.
He's all about it. He's showing me the keys. He's like, the keys are yours. So
wow.
If you get the new car, he's going to be right next to you, in the seat next to you.
In the seat next to you. Wow, that's really awesome. Wow. I get that he sees your resilience, Susa. Right. He sees it, and he feels really proud of you for being who you are and how resilient you bounce back everybody goes through some tough times, but he says, I've seen you come back many times, and I'm really proud to be watching you and being with you here. Wow. Wow. That's awesome. He's going to be sitting in your new car with you.
But I'm going to tell you, he's going to make you upgrade. He wants upgrades. Okay. I think you're more like practical. Like, I think you secretly want the upgrades, but then you go,
right.
Oh, I should be practical. He's like, get all the upgrades. And he likes fast too. He wants a big engine.
Oh, that's a riot. That's a riot. Enjoy life while you're there. That's right. Get the best thing you can.
Yeah. But send him the bill, right?
Send him the bill. Yep. Janet, thank you for your donation. Does your father who passed have a message for me? She says.
Janet, I'm getting that there's a lot of people in chat. So this could be for somebody else because I don't have your father's name, but I'm getting something to do with a horse or livestock or goats or a barn, something like that. I'm not sure what's in the barn, but it feels like some kind of, now this could be from his childhood or it could be from your childhood, or it has something to do with something. And he says that, I'm also getting flowers. I don't know if you like flowers, but I'm not sure. Maybe you like a flower painting, or you paint. I'm not sure. There's something about flowers becoming real and then going to something else, like a painting, or maybe you just bought something with flowers on it. What else is he talking about? He sends his love. He says he's fine. There's also a sense of a thank you. He wants to thank you for something that you did for him. Now, sometimes I say this, people say, well, I really didn't do anything. Even if you were just sending him love, that he felt that. Okay, so, but I really think that you did something physical for him. You either cared for him or you gave him something. I'm not sure what, but he wants to say thank you. And he also wants to say thank you for asking about him, right? That he feels loved. And yeah. Wow. Did you get anything, Allie? Did you want to pull a card or anything?
Yeah, let me do that. Okay.
He might have had a sense of humor too.
I got the light bulb. Yeah, I got the light bulb, which is power of innovation. He says, thank you. He says, I'm so glad to be here that you called on me to come see you. And you have a lot of really good ideas, Janet, and you need to start implementing those good ideas. You don't want anybody else to take those ideas away from you. There you go.
Nice. His name is Bernard. Okay. Hi, Bernard.
Okay. Did that make sense to you, Janet, what Susan said? Hopefully so, because yes, there are a lot of people in the chat, and I'm trying to answer as many as I can, but there's an awful lot I can't answer everybody. We just can't. We're after an hour. We'll stay for a couple more if that's all right with Susan.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. But we only usually go about an hour and 15 minutes. Okay. So I would love to know about this one. Steve wonders, has Edward R. Murrow reached out to Baba Wawa?
Yes, and before that's an interesting question. Before I answer it, there were a couple of super stickers that we missed, like Lisa Reynolds. Thank you for your donation.
Yes, thank you, Lisa.
And Kathy N. But there was one other one I thought that I missed, but maybe not. I thought there were two that I missed. Okay, but if you've given a donation, I just want to say thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Yes, absolutely.
People that don't follow my political readings, I have Edward R. Murrow, who was a very kind of famous journalist, wartime journalist, came in as a spiritual guide for me. So he helps me with my political readings. And people have asked me about Barbara Walters. And I got to tell you that she's like retired. She's like, you guys, my God, I'm retired. Like how long do I have to work? You guys want me to work? And she has that's what she's telling me. She's like, I have the utmost respect for Edward R. Murrow. Now, I will tell you this. This might be interesting. I don't do a lot of thank you, Janet, for that donation.
Yes.
I don't do a lot of like royal, the royals or celebrities, which Barbara Walters did. So she just said to me, like, as an aside, but if you want to interview me about the royals. So she apparently is interested in the royals, and she says, I'll talk to you about those royals. That's some meaty
that's some meaty
there,
stuff. You're right.
So she's exhausted by Trump. She's exhausted by our political landscape. She's like, I'm retired, I'm dead, and I'm not going to go do that work, but I am interested in the royals.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
Yep.
Thank you. And
so
thank
am I. I mean, I am, but I won't go there. But it reminds me of Marilyn Monroe. We did a show on Marilyn Monroe, and she's like, "Will you leave me alone, please?"
Wow,
how many times are you going to ask me a question? Yeah. I'm feeling that they get just as frustrated as we do on Earth about being stopped.
Pestered.
I guess. Yeah. Pestered in there. Yeah.
Because as a mediums, we can call all these people on our little medium phone and say, "Hey, what's up?" And apparently, people have been pestering her. I guess I don't know, but she's interested in the royals, and she's got the hots for the young one.
Who, Harry? Is it Harry that she does?
Yes, Harry. Yeah.
Oh, well, I love Harry. I read his book, and it was so good. And I know a lot of people in other countries don't agree with me, but it was really good. He's like his mom. So that's why I loved him so much.
And that's another thing. The royals are a lightning rod. Like, you're going to have half the people disagree with you. So it creates more energetic chaos. And I already have enough energetic chaos in my life. with Trump,
you can't even go to your refrigerator without being bothered by people. So yes, I understand.
God.
Yes,
I understand.
True. So Vicki wonders if she could get a message from her mom, whose name is Doris. And then I'll be taking giving one more question today, and we're gonna go along. I'm sorry for those I can't get to today.
But I will tell you guys, she has mediums on every weekend.
I do.
If you guys aren't tuning into Allie's channel, there's content on here that you would really enjoy.
Every Thursday. Yep. Every Thursday I have a meeting with the mediums, and you can ask your questions there. And I also have on Sundays, Sundays with Spirit, which is what Susan used to do or speaking to Spirit. And I have Jean or Terry, and they're fabulous. Yes.
Yeah. So there's plenty of opportunities.
There's plenty of opportunities.
Please come back and check it out and subscribe. Okay. So Vicki, your mom, Doris, again, there's a lot of people in the chat. I'm getting a lot of interference kind of chatter. Everybody's loved one wants to come in. Yeah, I know. And I'm gonna tell all those people that are crossed over to come back to you, Allie, on the weekend.
Okay.
Okay. So Dolores, your mom is Doris, right? So I'm getting that. She's showing me April. I don't know if April is something important, if there's something that happened in April, or there's something about April she wants to talk about. It has an importance around it. Also, she's saying she's not a real talker. I don't feel like she's a outgoing, brash, loud person. I feel like she's a pretty quiet person. So she's not really, like, but she does love you very much. She was there for the holidays. I think that you might miss her around the holidays, or maybe this holiday you were feeling a little bit more. What is that when we look back in our life and
nostalgic,
nostalgic and wistful? Yep. I think you were having some nostalgia recently, and she was there with you. She was also sitting with you on the couch, she says specifically. So yes, she's visiting you. She's with you. She knows what's going on. She also, even though she's not really, so you know how important this message is, because she's not a woman who would really get in your business. But she says somebody's taking advantage of you. She thinks it's at work, or there's some kind of work energy. She feels like someone is taking advantage of you, and that you should not let them. That you're about to stop that. You're about to put your foot down or put a boundary up. But she says yes, you should do that, because you're wondering, are they not? Are they? She says yes, they are. So let me know if that makes any sense at all, Vicky. It could be not work. It's just somebody in your life that is taking advantage of you, she says. But she sends a lot of birthdays in April. Great. Okay. She wasn't allowed, right? And she wants to just tell you that she wants you to stand up for yourself more. But she sends her love to you. I think you're saying to me, I do stand up for myself. Look closely. She's like, look closely. There's some relationship, be it work or whatever, that looks like it's symbiotic. It looks like it's equal, but it's not. Okay. You've been thinking about her a lot, being wistful. Okay. Well, she's with you, dear. And she's on your team, as you know. She's 100% behind you.
Spirit team. Yeah, that's awesome. I just want to say, for those who wanted to reach out to their loved ones who have recently died, I also want to send love to Spirit Whisperer Mark Atha, who lost his brother last week. He's another Kentucky boy. I don't know if you're familiar with him at all.
Wow.
He's fabulous. He channels Pan. Mark channels Pan and Dwell Cool, and does a lot of on his channel, Spirit Whisperer. But there are so many people in here that saying they lost folks, including Wildflower Wind lost her mom. So everybody, we just want you to know, I was just clicking randomly whoever I picked here, because there were so many questions, and it's very difficult. You know, we'd be here probably till tomorrow if we did it. But yeah, Mark also, yes, Mark channels Jane. That's right. Yeah, and Mark is fabulous. He's also one of my mediums on Thursday nights.
Nice.
So he's really nice, a really nice guy. Craig Dixon wonders if Oscar Schindler. Well, you know what? It was Holocaust Remembrance Week last week.
I know.
So I think that's why he asked that question, if he is.
You guys have the best questions. Like, I'm just sitting here, like, these things don't occur to me, right? Like, Schindler, yes. He's telling me that all is going to be revealed, you know, just like the list, right? Just like his list was revealed something.
Yep.
He's giving me chills. He says it's all going to be, really, I'm getting like super goosebumps. He says it's going to be revealed.
Wow.
All be revealed, but humans have to decide if they're going to do anything and what they're going to do about it. This can be changed. He's actually showing me gun violence right now. He's saying this can be changed. But we have to decide, you know, it's up to humans. We are now the stewards of this time, meaning this physical time. We're the stewards of this physical time. But he says, yes, all will be revealed.
Mm-hmm.
And he thinks that he's showing me Ukraine. He says that it's going to be, he has faith. He has faith in humanity.
Wow. I got here speaking truth. And so, yes, it will be revealed. That's exactly what I got, Susan. Speaking the truth will come out. And yes, he is concerned mostly about what's going on over there in Ukraine. And because there've been so many atrocities, he says, I thought they learned. He's a little frustrated with it. He says, but it might not be till winter. Of course, it is still winter there right now. but we're not seeing any kind of ending to what's going on just yet. So I'm thinking, and he did say the synchronicity card came out as well. And so that was a great question, Craig. And no wonder we got goosebumps, because it is Holocaust Remembrance, or it was last week. And like I said, I just watched the U.S. and the Holocaust on PBS. It was a 3 or 4 part series that came out last year. And it's a little disturbing, of course, because of what's the content might be, but it's very illuminating. If anybody, likes to look at things like that. So wonderful time, Susan. Thank you so much. You got bombarded by a lot of questions, and you did so. You just boom, there you go. So thank you so much. And maybe we'll see you in about 4 weeks or so, I hope. So
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me on. And
of course, honey,
for showing up today and hanging out with us. And this is a beautiful community. And I love the way everybody supports each other in the chat. And I love the way you guys all know each other and cheer each other on. I mean, the community is so important. It's so amazing.
It is. It really, that gives me goosebumps, because it's growing and growing too. And it feels so good. It feels so good to see everybody and on other people's channels and how they're dealing with that as well. So thank you for everybody.
Chat, you travel around to everybody's channel.
Everybody's channel.
Kind of like know each other. And, I love that. That's the community. I love that.
Yes.
Absolutely. You're the glue. You guys that watch these videos are the glue.
You are the glue, everybody.
Together.
You are absolutely the glue. Thank you to all of you, every single one of you. And thank you for your donations as well. We love you very much, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Susan.
Thanks, everybody.